I always say if you don't teach your market what to think about your brand, practice, or business, they're going to think something else, and it's probably not going to be what you want. This ties perfectly into the subject matter of this video training because I'm going to teach you how to get your message in front of potential referral sources like medical doctors, personal trainers, or really any business owner. Now, I'm creating this video for chiropractors that are members of my social media elite program, but this concept can be applied to any business professional, and I've done it in many industries myself. You want to shape the perception of your marketplace, and you do that through being an asset in their mind. You don't want to leave this to chance because if you do, well, as you know, people will think something else. It won't be what you want. You won't have the influence, the impact, or the monthly income that you want. So, right now, I'm going to teach you how to get targeted traffic from these pillars in your community. It could be a medical doctor, it could be a personal trainer. So I think you're going to find this very valuable. I'm going to go relatively fast, so make sure you take notes. Now, the primary reason why we use this strategy is to create fertile ground with influencers in our community. So they're warmed up, and eventually, when we go to meet them face to face, they already know, like, and trust us. They've seen us, so we are familiar in their mind. Way back many years ago, I used LinkedIn as an example to connect with a medical doctor. And I was looking for a holistic physician that I could refer patients to way back. And I found this woman. We met one time for lunch, hit it off, and that turned in to an extra 2 to 3 new patient referrals every single month just from the same doctor that was looking for a chiropractor to refer. Now, you probably treat and service business owners already in your practice, but proactively reaching out to people that own businesses and getting your message in front of them is just a very smart idea. If I would have used this strategy in conjunction with what I did before, that would have probably tripled and quadrupled my results in a very short period of time. So, how does this strategy start? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to use Facebook and LinkedIn advertising. We're going to proactively get our message in front of the right people using these platforms, but we're not going to do it in a spammy way. We're going to show them great use value content that they look and say, wow, this is a knowledgeable expert in the field. I didn't know Dr. John Smith was over that way. Huh, interesting. And then as we go, they watch our videos, and more they see our stuff, well, we become more familiar to them. Now, I'll show you on Facebook what we can do if you're not already familiar. It really doesn't matter which campaign that you select on this one, but let's say you are going to promote a great piece of video content, for example, that's already on your fan page. So you would select this video view option. You would label the campaign accordingly, choose your daily budget, and then from there hit continue. On this next screen is where you typically target your age, your city. You can certainly do that on your time. And then we can go down to this detailed targeting option here. And let's say we were going to go to Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Plus 25 miles, that's a very large radius. So I'd probably bring it down to like 10, maybe a lot less, depending on how many practitioners we find. And of course, you adjust your age range to, let's say, I don't know, 28. Well, let's first type in something like medical doctor. And when you type in medical doctor, you can search by interest or job title. Job title is obviously what we want to select, not interests. That's not specific. Now, of course, this is going to be a very small audience, which is totally okay. But now, if I hit the suggestions, Facebook automatically populates back everyone from neurosurgeons to orthopedists to gynecologists to doctor, medical director. So I would check any and all of these that relate to who I want to see my message. Listen, I don't think it's a bad thing to have every business owner that is qualified in your area see your stuff. At a worst case scenario, they know who you are. And if they know who you are, well, they could potentially be a referral source and you could potentially refer to them. So essentially, you would select all of these job titles that related. to doctor or whatever. Now you could do the exact same thing for, let's say you were, you wanted to get your message in front of a lawyer. Well, the same thing. You go down and you search for job titles for lawyer, or let's say maybe attorney is the better option there. Attorney, it says interest, but I know that there are job titles um, with attorneys as well. Let's look at personal injury, lawyer, interest. Okay. Same thing with personal trainer or maybe any other business owner. What I would recommend doing is make a list of all the business owners and job titles that you want to get your content in front of. Like I said, this will be an extremely small list, and if you wanted to really just boost this list up a little bit, you could add a couple interests. My suggestion is that you would try to get this audience maybe at least 5,000. 5 to 10,000 would be ideal, but I know this is very small. And like I said before, aside from job titles, get those first and then maybe add a couple interests that may be relevant, or demographics or whatnot. Physician interests, well, that's not accurate. So, and this brings up a good point. So I just put physician as an interest, and bam, all of a sudden 350,000 people. You know that there are not that many physicians, especially in 10 miles of Atlanta. So this is this is going to get a bunch of people that are not qualified in our audience. Try to be as specific as possible there as well. Once you have that, though, you'll scroll down, you'll complete this campaign like you normally would, and then on the final page, you will just use an existing post. You'll select, choose an existing post from your fan page, because this is a video that you've uploaded to your Facebook fan page first. So we preserve the social proof. You'll select the post, and then boom, all of a sudden you hit confirm. That's how you create a simple ad for a content-based video that you do. This isn't going to be promotional at all. We're not going to tell them to even visit our website or call a phone number. It's got to be strictly promotional, or I'm sorry, strictly use value. Keep it between 2 and 3 minutes in length. That's the sweet spot. Now we're going to do the same exact thing on LinkedIn. So if you go over to LinkedIn, and if LinkedIn advertising is new to you, check out the Social Media Elite module that I have on it. I show you a couple very powerful ways to tap into this platform to really get in front of influencers in your local area. So on my end, I'll hit the advertising button that I see. Then I'm brought to a screen where I can create a campaign. So if I create a campaign, this is very similar to Facebook, honestly. You can post something on your LinkedIn fan page, and then you can use the engagement option to promote it. That would be maybe one of the simplest things, or the video views. But let's say it's the video view option. On LinkedIn, you will pay also a higher cost per action, typically. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because I found that LinkedIn is very reliable in terms of the job targeting. So if it's in the United States, if it's a specific location like a city, you can add those here exactly like we did before on Facebook. And then you can go down to this option where we can now select our audience or our job experience. Job titles. Now, what do I want to add? Medical doctor. Medical doctor, or medical doctor PhD, and I get all these other options here. The list goes on. Chiropractor, neurologist, whoever you want to add, make sure they're in this group. This is going to be a much smaller audience, mind you, which is totally fine. Now, with these small audiences, realize you want to keep track of how many in that audience you're hitting on a weekly basis. It might only take you a couple weeks or less to show your content that entire audience. And if they see that piece of content 2 to 3 times, hey, that's cool. Then show them something else, or show them a testimonial. Lead them further and further closer to the fact that they start to view you as an expert. And eventually, as you overwhelm them with social proof, reviews, great content, you can actually call their office and say, hey, Dr. John, this is so-and-so. Just wanted to reach out to you, and we're looking to refer to somebody in the community for this, and wanted to schedule a lunch meeting. By the time you go and schedule a lunch meeting with this doctor, and you, let's say, buy their office lunch, they're probably going to know who you are. Extremely powerful way to get your message in front of the right people, to create that fertile ground so you can establish great referral sources and be looked at yourself as a strong pillar in the community. As you scroll down on this LinkedIn campaign page, it'll by default give you a $50 per day budget. I'd probably put that at $20 per day just so you can get some traffic. LinkedIn, again, is very more expensive than Facebook. However, it is quality traffic that you're getting there, just a slightly different interaction. So you can track and see how this works for you over a couple weeks. And we're not necessarily looking for an immediate response. We just want to get our content in front of those professionals, doctors, entrepreneurs, or whoever may be a good referral source for you. Hit the next button at the very bottom. This will save the campaign. And then it's brought to a page that looks like this, where now you can browse the content, choose the content from your page, and then once you hit the next button there, it will ask you to finalize. So relatively easy to at least get something up in front of the right audience. And of course, if you have any questions, post them down below this video. I want to help you thrive when it comes to social media. A lot of stuff has changed over the years, but becoming a well-known name in front of different types of professionals in your community, that never gets old. And a long time ago, we used to have to spend tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands, to become a household name. Whereas on social media, you can do that for a tiny fraction of the cost. I've been helping clients do this for many, many years. So huge opportunity available for you. If you have any questions, definitely post them down below. Now, if you're looking to build more influence and grow your practice quickly using the newest social media strategies, then I invite you to go to dcincome.com/blog/SME so you can learn about my flagship training, Social Media Elite, that's used by over 8,400 doctors. And whatever your goal is for new patients, you can certainly attract those into your office using all of the above platforms. This is a video tutorial program where you get to look over my shoulder, so I take the guesswork completely out of it. And if you want, you can scroll down and click this link here and see over 37 doctors and what they had to say about the training. But you'll learn everything from Facebook advertising to Facebook organic to Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn marketing and advertising, Google My Business, search engine optimization, TikTok, and I'll give you like a task manual and all this other stuff to help guide you step by step. So if you want more new patients and if you want to align with a group and a community that's already done something, been where you are, taken the hard knocks, and make it simple for you, then check out this page, dcincome.com/blog/SME. And once you're in, we'll actually get on the phone so I can fast track you, because I realize your practice is different from the doctor down the street. Any questions, I'm always here to serve you. Cheers, and I will talk to you soon.